Yes. Yeah. Burner Craw does it again. Hey guys, what's up? I wanted to pause here after that clip. Hope you guys liked it. That was a cool fish. It was 844. But I wanted to kind of talk to you here real quick about what I'm doing. And I've got some rain that's getting ready to come in. So I wanted to clue you in a little bit and not just show videos you know, with just rock music and stuff. I had the video last week of the big fish over 9, but I wanted to kind of, now that I'm working on something that's been working, I wanted to kind of fill you guys in. So obviously I'm out here in some pads. We've also got hydrilla that's grown to the surface, and we're also looking for mats. So that mat right there behind me is the one that big fish just came out of, and I'm flipping it and most of the other mats out here with the burner craw. So that's Silver Shadow burner craw from Gambler. It's got a 4.0 hack attack in it. The 1.5 ounce Picasso tungsten with the Peg X from 6th Sense. They make the best one by far. I buy like 25 packs at a time. I've got it on the FP937. It's the Flippin and Punchin series from MHX. It's their heaviest one with I got it with a Revo and 65-pound braid. It's the heaviest one I've got, and I need it out here. It does a good job. So anyway, with this mat behind me, what I'm finding is I've kind of got to search for the mats. They're not the perfect hyacinth mats that everybody, you know, comes from out of the snow in the wintertime to come flip. So this is kind of a junky kind of mat. There's like 5 or 6 kinds of grass in it, I think. And but when you look at it, it has hydrilla grown around it, but it's not underneath it. So it's creating like a bowl effect that these fish are getting underneath the mat, but then they also have the bowl around them. So that provides cover and shade, and you know, they can ambush their, you know, whether it's shiners or bluegill or whatever. So flipping that mat, burner craw comes through it and bang, and they crush it. So that's been a really good thing. But in the complete opposite of that, when the mats are either scarce or I'm in an area where there's no mats and there's just pads, I'm picking out the isolated clumps of bonnets of pads. So there'll be 5 pads, 10 pads, and they'll be away from, you know, a bigger pack. And they're in just a sea of hydrilla, but at the base of those pads, there's no hydrilla. So again, it's the same thing like with the mat. These fish get in the pads and they're in that bowl with the hydrilla surrounding it. And that I'm using kind of a do nothing with a lighter weight, so it kind of glides in and they crush it. This is the Gambler Fat Ace. So I've got the Fat Ace with a 1/2 ounce Picasso tungsten, and I've got the Peg X again. I choose a different hook for this. This is the Gamakatsu heavy cover flipping hook. Obviously the hack attack is a Gamakatsu hook too, but this has a longer shank. So I do a little custom job here on the bait keeper where I put some rod wrapping thread and some finish on there to secure that bait keeper in a little bit better on the hook. So that's just something that I've learned from trial and error. But this Fat Ace, I'm running on the FP885. So it's a little bit shorter. It's a 5 power, which it's a little bit lighter in hand. It's a little more delicate, but it still has an incredible amount of power. And I'm actually testing a 50-pound braid today that is a permanent braid. They're calling it a permanent braid, which it hasn't bled off on my hands or anywhere yet. It's a pretty cool green color. It is not bleeding off on my hands at all. It's pretty cool. It's a prototype braid. It's an 8 carrier braid. So it's real quiet in the mats. It seems pretty strong. You know, haven't broke off or lost any fish. I like it so far. But it's on the 885. I got a Revo and then 50-pound braid, but I also use the 25-pound fluorocarbon as well. So those are kind of the 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. When I've been out here searching, I'm not just going from mat to mat with the trolling motor on 100. that's not working. So I've had to kind of slow down, and while I've been out here, you know, by myself, just kind of picking it apart. And sometimes you see things when you're just out here relaxing and fishing alone that you might not see kind of in the heat of the moment. So you use those things you learn later on. You might see something in a tournament that might clue you in, and you can use it to your advantage. So get out, kind of dissect what your surroundings are giving you, whether it's, you know, your hydrilla placement or how thick the pads are or how thin the pads are or with the mats. But like I said, find even the nasty junky mats, if they have all the other features, there'll be some big fish underneath them. So anyway, guys, don't be afraid to, you know, use two different baits, you know, together. One that's got some more action and a little bit bulkier bait, and then the other one that's kind of the standby that, you know, you can throw that fat ace on a Texas rig style, cast out into the hydrilla, or you can flip it with a 1/2 ounce like I've been doing. So anyway, get you some fat aces and some burner craws, and get out there and experiment a little bit, and you might find something that's pretty cool. So anyway, hopefully I can get a few more clips in here before the rain. If not, I appreciate you guys watching, and take care. Thanks.
Yes! Oh man, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Guess what? Burner crawl again. Oh, that's a big one. Golly. It's bigger than the last one.